Hi, Chris.
Paul.
Nice to meet you finally in Florida.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Pleasure to be here.
yes. I'm glad that here we're doing this interview for our Chinese audience, for Chinese parents and players. I know lots of them are very interested in American college tennis. Lots of them come to me. I see what's the way to go. So today we're very lucky to have Chris here. Chris is an expert in this field for many years. He coached American college tennis before. He's now full-time in collegiate recruiting, and we are announcing an official partnership, with Chris' company. So from now on, we're gonna do it together. We're gonna help lots of Chinese players. Yeah. Chris, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit before we start the interview?
Sure. Thanks for the intro, Paul. I'm Chris Frushi, owner of Collegiate Tennis Consulting. Been doing this since 2019, started the company just before COVID. Coached in college for 10 years at the Division II and Division I level. Have many connections across the country with college coaches. Played Division III athletics, so I have a good landscape of all three divisions. Have helped almost 150 families over the last 5 years with the college process, and just trying to expand overseas. The reason I started this was because I saw that a lot of families, didn't know the right questions to ask. They wanted to make sure that, they just would go with a brand name school as opposed to asking other questions. So we pride ourselves on personalizing the process for everyone. Instead of just putting someone at a school that we just know the coach wants them, we look at other things such as academic background. Do you want a big school, a small school? What's your location? Do you need scholarship? So we try to personalize all those important things, and that's how we do it.
And then the next question is, why NCAA? Why global players come here to study? Why do they come here? Why Chinese players should come here as well?
Well, great question, and I think the answer is twofold. Number one, we have the best system when it comes to combining academics with athletics.
Yes.
The NCAA has done a tremendous job in terms of building a schedule and an organization. I think the model of studying for 5-6 hours a day with 3 hours of tennis after has been proven to be very successful, and the competition is arguably as good as it could be just below the pro level. So the players that really want to take advantage of that opportunity and get a good education at the same time. And then I think from a tennis standpoint, tennis is a very expensive sport.
Yes.
You can you can call yourself pro at 16, 17, 18, but we know that it's very difficult to earn money playing tennis, especially at 18 years old. So this is a really good path to get a scholarship for 4 years, develop your tennis, and then see when you're mature at 22 years old, then go from there. And the resources in college are arguably better than what you would pay out of pocket for a coach and a gym and all these things and training. The school is providing that for you.
Yes.
So you're not only getting a full scholarship or a partial scholarship, now you're getting coaching, training, all of those things, and an education on top of it.
Yes, as far as I understand, no matter what you want to do after graduation, you want to take a different career path, to be a doctor, to be a coach, to be a scientist, you can do that. And if you want to go pro in tennis, you have that possibility as well.
Yes. Yeah, and the schools in America, like you just said, if you want to be a doctor, you specialize in pre-med. You can break down each school based on their strength in whatever discipline you want to study. There's 1,000 between Division I, II, and III. There's almost 800 schools.
Yes.
Overall.
Close to 1,000.
Yeah, close to 1,000.
Close to 1,000.
So plenty of options.
Yes. So, Chris, in my conversation with Chinese parents, also parents from other countries as well, they often get confused about Division 1, 2, 3. Would you like to explain to them a little bit in a simple way what are the similarities and the differences?
Okay, I'm going to try to be as brief as I can. I would say the biggest the biggest difference. Division I, the resources have to be there financially. You pay larger dues to the NCAA if you're a Division I. Your big name schools that have big time American football and basketball, those are your Division I schools because they're generating revenue for American football and basketball.
Yes.
So their costs and their expenses are higher, but they're also generating more revenue.
Yes.
There are 330 approximately Division I schools. You can get a scholarship at Division I. It typically is the highest level. The top 100 Division I are usually the strongest. And then Division II kind of gets overlooked in America, but it's a great opportunity for a scholarship.
Yes.
It's, you know, the size of the schools are not as big. Like in Division I, you could have a school with 2,000 students or 60,000.
Yes.
So Division I is a huge range with everything, but there's more money. Division II, you have scholarship. The schools are typically smaller, and there's only about 220 Division II schools.
Okay.
And then Division III, overall, no scholarship. You can't get tennis scholarship.
No athletic scholarship.
No athletic scholarship. You can get merit academic scholarship and financial aid, need-based financial aid.
Right.
There are 350 Division III programs, so a lot of Division III. Typically, also a very wide range in level, but typically only the top 25 in Division III are very competitive. Very good level of tennis. And the lower level of Division III, the tennis is probably the lowest out of all three.
Okay.
But in general, academically speaking, across the board, you will have most of your highest rated academic schools in Division III as well.
Like Emory, Johns Hopkins, MIT,
Chicago, Caltech,
UC, University of Chicago.
Yep. Yeah, you nailed it. And Washington University in St. Louis.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of good schools in Division III. Obviously, a lot in Division I too. Your Ivies and your Duke and UNC, but Division III across the board, the academics are very good.
Okay. So I understand there's a couple other leagues. Would you like to briefly tell people about the other few leagues on top of NCAA?
Sure. There's two others that are common. NAIA, which is the most similar to Division II in terms size of school, academic profile, the amount of schools in the NAIA. It's basically the same as Division II. You have the opportunity to get scholarship, and the level is pretty similar to Division II. And then you have the junior colleges. So those are 2-year schools. Typically, they're for players that don't know what they want to study, or if they're international and they might not have the grades to get into a school, or their English might not be as proficient as it needs to be. You start with a junior college, a 2-year program that will help you transfer to another 4-year program after 2 years.
Okay.
I would say the level is lower. The top 5 junior colleges are strong level because they have a lot of international players that play at a high level. But other than that, it drops off, and there's not that many that compete overall. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Lots of Chinese parents, they typically think that American college or American college tennis is hard to reach. That's why they do not even think about it. So our job is to educate them, tell them that it's reachable. So what's your take on that?
There's a school out there for everyone. From a tennis standpoint, across all 3 divisions, it doesn't matter the level. There's a school that will fit your tennis profile, and that's like even the bare minimum level. There are schools out there that take players that just want to be a part of a team. From an academic standpoint, obviously you have to have a baseline of English proficiency. So you would take the TOEFL exam or Duolingo, or if you take the SAT and you get a good enough score on the verbal section of the SAT. So you do have to have a baseline minimum academic requirement as well. But usually and I'm just generalizing, but most tennis players have the academic background.
Yes.
And now it's just a matter of, do the Chinese players have enough English proficiency to get into the school with their requirements?
Let's talk about the SAT a little bit. I understand more and more schools do not require SAT. That's the trend?
Yeah, so SAT before COVID was mostly required, and then during COVID, they lightened up with that rule. And so now it's test optional for any university that wants it to be test optional, they make it test optional. The NCAA doesn't require the SAT,
Okay.
but a specific school may require it.
Right.
So like, for example, the University of California system has made it test optional for the near future. So
Okay.
every UC school is making it test optional for the near future,
Okay.
whereas any state school in Florida, you have to take the SAT.
So you have to take.
Yes, you have to.
Like a UF,
UF, Florida State, any school
I
in
see,
Florida,
I see.
they require. Yeah.
Okay. In general, do you recommend Chinese players to study and take SAT or no?
Depending on what your goals are, it could potentially help with scholarship.
Yes.
So if you get a good enough score on the SAT, some schools have metrics. They use GPA, SAT combination to give your academic scholarship number. I think it's helpful to just take it, even if you're not preparing for it,
Right.
like you would normally prepare for an exam. If you just want to take it to have it, just to give yourself the option
Yes.
to apply to a school that needs it or that requires it. Otherwise, you don't. It's not imperative.
Right, it's not imperative, but it does help with academic scholarship.
It helps with academic scholarship.
So we're suggesting that if our Chinese players, they do have time and energy to do extra study in addition to their Chinese homework, everything, they probably want to
And like I said before, for English proficiency purposes, if you get, let's say, a 500 on the verbal section out of 800, a school may take that and say, we don't need you to take the TOEFL exam
True.
or the Duolingo
Yes,
because your SAT score was good enough.
So it does benefit.
It does benefit, yeah.
Okay. So next question. I know you deal with lots of American players, students, and you deal with international students, parents as well. You also helped quite some Chinese players. What do you think of Chinese players in terms of their tennis and their possibility to go NCAA stuff? What's your overall evaluation for our Chinese players?
Yeah, and the handful of Chinese players I've worked with, the players have been very good tennis players, and I think, and their English has been excellent, and their academics have been excellent. I think giving them the right training, and now obviously tennis is just so popular in China, finding the right coaching is everything too. And the players that I've worked with have had tremendous success. We've placed them all at Division I schools. So
Nice.
yeah, we've had a really, really good showing with the Chinese players that we've helped. Track record is, been very positive.
Okay. So next question is how? How should the Chinese families, parents and players prepare for this American college tennis? What do they need to do in the coming years? What should they do?
So we always say it's never too early to think about the college process. 9th grade is typically when we start working with American families. As you know, in America, ever since you're a kid, it's always what college are you going to go to?
Right.
So they're starting to prepare at a very young age. I think in China, the equivalent to grade 9 and grade 10, you should become familiar with the system of US college tennis. At least identify the basics, Division 1, 2, 3. Familiarize yourself with UTR. How far away are you from a UTR ranking to, let's say, the top 50 Division 1 schools or the top 50 Division 2 schools? I think just having that knowledge in 9th and 10th grade and then seeing how far away you are from it. I think English is a big part of it.
Yes.
Studying English, becoming a little more proficient in it is a big one too. But 9th and 10th grade is when they should start familiarizing themselves with the schools, the differences, what level it needs, what academic requirements are needed. And then the rest is leave it up to, the tennis itself.
Yes. One of the obstacles in China is they do not have too many tournaments related to UTR. So that's why I'm bringing UTR series of tournaments in China.
Great idea.
Okay, I signed an agreement with UTR. I'm going to launch my UTR tournaments program in China very soon. That will help our Chinese players to gain UTR points, to have something they can evaluate with, when it's time to apply for American college.
Yeah, that's huge, Paul, because if a coach in America is looking up a Chinese player and doesn't know anything about them, doesn't know their coach, doesn't have a contact, the first thing they're doing is looking at the UTR.
Yes.
And if it's unreliable because they only have played 5 or 6 tournaments a year that were UTR verified, then that's not doing them a favor either. Let's say a kid plays like an 11, but it says he's only a 9.5.
Right.
The only way to overcome that is a very strong video to show the coach, like, this is really the level I play, or to get in front of the college coaches.
Play
in front of them.
Like a showcase you will be doing,
A showcase.
they've been doing,
Yep.
and the showcase we will be doing together in China as well. So,
Otherwise, they're going right off of a recommendation that who they can trust, you and I,
yes.
or a coach, and then they're going off UTR first and foremost if they don't have that relationship with someone, and then a video and a showcase.
Yes, that's one of the reasons. Typically during winter and summertime, I bring Chinese players to Florida to train, to play UTR tournaments, UTR Opens, to help them gain more UTR points.
Yep.
That's the way. So we bring Chinese players here to train to play UTR. We're also trying to do showcase in China, also do UTR tournaments in China.
Yep.
So try to help them in both sides.
Both sides. Yeah.
Both sides, yes.
Yeah, and the resources, are not unlimited, where they can easily just come over to the States and play in front of the coaches 2 times a year. But a showcase in China, any video, or the UTR events. Obviously, ITFs are not easy to qualify for in some cases.
For most
So,
kids, yes.
So yeah, bringing the UTR tournaments there would be huge.
Yes. That's one of the things I'll be doing this year.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
The other thing, Chris, how will our partnership, how will our company help the Chinese players?
So yeah, being that you're based there for the most part, and you're there, we obviously developed a good trust with each other in terms of you've seen what I've been able to do for families.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, I would get over to China at least once a year, hopefully.
Yes.
And do a presentation or meet the families and the players. But otherwise it can be done remote. You being there is very, very, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And you recommending me and whatever I can do from abroad, I'm
Yes.
but we do have that trust and that good connection.
Yes.
So ultimately Paul will be recommending families for me in China to help with the college process. And my goal is always to meet the family in person, watch the kid play in person. So any opportunity that we can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Chris, from technical standpoint, what will be the process for a typical family to approach us until get the job done? What's the process?
So I always do an initial consultation. Before I sign any contracts or move forward with anything, I always want to know what the goals are. So I'm going to ask a lot of questions in the initial consultation.
Okay.
To know, because I know what we can do.
Yes.
I know if a player is X level, the options that we have. So now it's, do you need scholarship? What are the location? All these things that I'm going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we both feel really good about, because I know what I can do based on the expectations of the family and the level of the player.
Yes.
Then we enter into an agreement that basically says we're working together until player X or Y signs with a school.
Yes.
So, and typically that's senior year, 12th grade. Earliest would be November of senior year. It could go all the way through April or May of senior year, depending on the options that we have. And we're giving them guidance. We're helping them. We're basically their marketing person. Mm-hmm. We're helping them navigate, keeping them on track with timelines, transcripts, anything that they have to do academically. we're helping them with general stuff.
Yes.
And then from a tennis standpoint, we need video, we need, we notify them of tournaments that might be coming up that are important in the process.
Yes.
So it's really just initial consultation. If we both feel that we're happy, that we can come to an agreement, we enter an agreement, and then we guide them until they sign with a school.
Yes.
And we're providing a lot of consultation throughout that process.
Ideally speaking, when do you want them to start connecting with start the process?
Great question. I think in America it's earlier because, as I told you, we start thinking about college very young here.
Yes.
So I've signed on 7th and 8th graders before.
Okay.
So still having 5 or 6 more years left before they go to college.
Sign up already.
Internationally, they tend to want to wait a little bit longer. I recommend getting started in 9th grade. 10th would be the latest, just because there's a lot more homework and
Yes.
there's a lot more teaching that we have to do.
Yes.
So 9th or 10th grade would typically be the ideal starting. Yeah.
Okay. So Chris, I know you've been doing this for years, and you coached the D2 before this. Can you give us a few like a success stories, case studies of the players that you just sent to schools in the past years?
Sure. Going back to COVID, when coaches were not allowed to watch players and there were no tournaments going on, most of my at least catapulting the business happened during COVID, because if a coach can't watch you play, you can't play because the courts are closed.
Right.
They're going by word of mouth. So my relationships with coaches during COVID was paramount. I mean, I placed 2 boys at Baylor.
Okay.
Baylor University,
Like top 10.
top 10, and that kind of catapulted everything. And those players loved it there. On the women's side, I placed a girl at Georgetown. I placed a girl at University of Delaware, Division I on a full scholarship, and then most recently Cornell University and Ivy League.
Ivy League.
Yep. And I placed girls at Baylor University too. I have 2 girls on the team there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have a lot of contacts. Clemson University.
And you helped Zoe, the Chinese boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He went to
Is
UC.
that Joey? Joey trained at the Nick Saviano with my daughter.
Yep.
For a couple of years, and we know him well. He visits my house as well.
Yeah, we placed him at
helped
Division I, University of California, Riverside. Division I. Yeah, UCR. UC Riverside.
That's nice.
Yep.
Of course, we helped Adam as well, my son. To Wake. Yeah, it's a good example. And this year, I just finished sending Alex Fu to West Virginia State. Yeah,
Perfect.
For spring. So
Yeah.
he's going there this month actually.
Great.
So we got some good stories going on, and we can help. We're here, and we're dedicated to helping our Chinese parents, players.
Very exciting.
To the next level, and we're a good team. We trust each other. We're very compatible. So we look forward to seeing you online or offline. We will be doing showcase in Florida and China. Okay, so we look forward to seeing all the parents and Chinese players there.
Yeah.
And here,
here.
possibly. So if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to leave a message to me. And we'll be launching a Chinese website as well, so which will help our Chinese players, parents to understand our business model and to get in touch with us.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'm very excited. Yes.
Any more you wanna make?
Yeah, I'm just really excited for this opportunity. Hopefully get to meet everyone that we work with in person. I know that you'll be in good hands. I feel like we've had a lot of success stories, and if you ever need references, we have plenty of families that that can vouch for their experience with us.
Yes. Okay, I guess this is for now. We'll be doing more programs in the near future. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. We did well.
Yeah. No, good questions.